Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Tuesday workout. Got rowing and some accessory work with core and shoulders for today. So we're gonna begin the warm up with rowing, all right? Since we're doing rowing intervals, if possible, I would like for everyone to stick with rowing on the warm ups. We're gonna go 3 rounds through, progressively faster each round, but relatively short cycle warm up rounds. So definitely focused heavy on the rows. 400, 300, 200 meters. So make sure all the rowers are set up on meters and make sure you are watching your pace on each of those so that you go from a very moderate, like warm-up pace to a medium pace to like a relatively quick pace on the last one. After that, we're gonna do our little sequence of, it's seal press, down dog, child pose, right? So 3 core stretches here. So seal press and then arch, shrug back for down dog, and then knees down to the ground, tuck those feet, child pose, and then recycle that. So nice and slow, nothing crazy here. Seal press, down dog, child pose, right? Through that sequence. Last one is 15 seconds on each side of the door frame stretch. So I'm finding that piece of the rig is kind of like a door frame. Elbow about the same height as my shoulder, not below, not too much higher, and then just twisting away, turning my head, right, to try to rotate my torso and open up my chest and pec on that door frame stretch, 15 seconds on each side. All right, so into the interval work, right? So this is gonna be rowing. It is all pure rowing, 600, 500, 400, 300 meter rows. All of them are for time. So the 600 is a max effort 600, the 500 is a max effort 500, et cetera, et cetera. And you're gonna try to rest exactly 3 minutes in between rounds, but recognize we're probably gonna have to share rowers. So if you get a little bit more rest because somebody else is finishing their workout, that is totally fine. But try to be around 3 minutes. And the purpose of the 3 minutes of rest is to be somewhere in that aerobic range of like around like 1.5 to 1 work or rest to work ratio. So you should be resting more than you're working, especially as the rows get shorter. So that means the times should be getting smaller and smaller. The pace should be getting smaller and smaller as you go faster and faster, right? Okay, after we finish all the rowing, there's some accessory work to finish. 2 to 3 rounds. It will depend on how long the rows take you and how much extra time you have left over. So don't worry if you only get 2 rounds, but we'll start off with ab mat sit-ups. So ab mat sit-ups, 15 reps. Make sure that you're using your abs and keeping your butt glued to the ground. I like to have my feet, the bottoms of my feet touching, my knees splayed out to the side to make my abs do the majority of this work, and then extending my abs as far as I can. So shoulders, head, fingers all on the ground with my butt touching the ground, and then hands up and reaching in front of me. So my shoulders are forward of my hips, my hands are touching my toes at the front of the ab mat. Next, onto your hands and knees for bird dog. Right, so this is just opposite knee and elbow touching, and then opposite arm and leg extending, right? And going, recycling between those 2 positions, creating as much tension at the reach as you can. So I'm squeezing that glute, squeezing this shoulder in order to reach out as far as I can. Next one is a dumbbell pullover, right? This is a really good shoulder exercise, one of my top pull-up assistance exercises, but hands like a diamond around the weight. The back of my head is resting on the edge of the bench and I'm shrugging up every time I have that dumbbell in front of me, shrugging over my head, ears past the arms, and then pulling over my body until the dumbbell is vertical. Okay? Dumbbell pullover. Next, you're gonna go into Russian twists, and you can use a weight on this if you like to, but on each side, try to get the elbow close to the opposite thigh as you rotate the torso, and then finish the set with wall angels. So that's our rotator cuff exercise, as well as stretching the shoulders out. So elbows to the wall and try to rotate those wrists towards the wall without letting your back extend or arch away from the wall. Reach up until my elbows are straight and then pull back down to the side. Reach up until elbows are straight. Check again as your back's still touching the wall. A lot of times as you go through this, your back will like slowly arch away from the wall. You gotta re-engage the core, tilt that pelvis back, and keep your back hard to the wall. That's it for today. Have a great one. I'll see you on Wednesday.